guys were just, I mean, there was some tremendous talent on the team, but they were a true team. I mean, they really, played for each other. And it was a group of, there was some transfers and some 4-year guys, some guys who just walked in off the street, but they really gelled together well. And, they were a blast to coach. It was a lot of fun to coach that group of guys. And that team was a real scary offense. We hit a ton of home runs. And we're just extremely, extremely deep on the offensive side, where we had power, we had speed. Andrew Tambling is a leadoff hitter. I mean, I think he had 8 or 9 home runs. So we had, we had kind of a 1 through 7 was sort of murderer's row in that lineup. So it was a really fun lineup to coach.
Just the whole 8 games and the environment that we created was something that I can't even really describe in words. We created like an 8-day party in that dugout, and we turned Eastern Connecticut, who was our biggest rival, we turned their home field into our domain, and we took over. And it was something I'll never forget. The semifinal against Econ in the LEC, which, for us, I feel like playing that game under the lights at their stadium, we couldn't draw up a better picture if we tried. And being a senior and a leader on the team, being able to take the mound that night really meant a lot to me, and I wanted to really show up for my teammates.
Andriano's pitching performance against Eastern Connecticut was phenomenal. He was your, change of pace lefty, really big breaking ball, was really good at spotting up his pitches. So I think that performance, really stuck out as like, wow, he shut down a phenomenal offensive team. I think they were thrilled to win the LEC, and the regional felt sort of like gravy. But once we were there, I think we were fully confident that like, okay, like we're coming out of the LEC, which the LEC team for years in a row had always been the team to represent in the College World Series. So we knew if we could get through the LEC, we could get through anybody.
So once we won that LEC and we rolled through it, we went 4-0, beating top teams in the region within our conference. We went into that regional tournament like, okay, we took down some of the big dogs. We can go into this. And now we're the 8th seed in the regional tournament. I think it was like that underdog feeling, that feeling of being disrespected by other teams, and, and really building that fire within, because we believed in ourselves, but nobody else was giving us the time of day, and we just continued to put up W's.
I remember them walking in, and they were smacking the windows of the bus as we would pull into the parking lot, shaking the bus and making tons of noise. And as a first-time regional opponent, you kind of would have never known it. I think there was a lot of confidence in that group. It was a loud dugout, and it was a group that had really good chemistry and liked playing for each other.
So back in 2010, we called it Beaconville. We turned Econ Stadium into Beaconville. The stadium was packed on our side. I mean, there were people driving down from UMass Boston's. Families were driving from, all over the Northeast to be there and be at the game, flying up from Florida. We turned it into Beaconville. And like I said, between the support system we had and the fans and the school behind us, as well as the environment that we created on the field and the fun we were having, it's really something that I've never been a part of since or before that time that's unmatched.
That Tufts game, which was a great back and forth battle, and we were coming up into the 9th inning, and we had we had the top of the order, coming up, and Tambling smacks a double off the wall, and we had a couple other guys come up clutch, and Connor Reinfurt hit an absolute one-hop rocket that ricocheted off the sternum of the third baseman, and the guy went to recover it and tried to throw it to first. I think Connor dived into first base, and he just beat it out, bang, bang, and we walked it off.
Coach Eygabroat putting in so much time and the countless hours that he does to get this program where it was. He was doing that from day one when I stepped on campus. Maybe the results weren't there right away, but then in 2010, we put UMass Boston on the map, and now as a recruiting tool for him and seeing where the program went, it means a lot to all the guys that played on that 2010 team and before that, because even the guys before that built up to 2010 that I played with, and then the guys after. I mean, you know, we always have something to talk about. It's always something that's common ground for us, and it's always something that we always highlight in our conversation, that we were the first ones to do it, and now look where the program has gone from there.
I mean, I think it really just showed that, you know, the school investing in full-time coaches was paying off. And I think it sort of got everyone else sort of to believe within the department. We had tremendous fan support down at the Eastern Connecticut LEC tournament and the regional, where coaches, players, Bobby the Beacon, you know, we had all kinds of people coming down and supporting the team. And I think it just got a belief kind of across the department that, like, hey, if baseball can do it, you know, why can't we do it? Once you've had a team sort of, you know, show what's possible, I think everyone else has a reason to believe. And, you know, and I think it really started pushing our department as a New England and national power for D3 athletics.